Make sure you make it absolute just for that particular row, which is going to be C $10. So press enter, and now you have 10404. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and drop these down, and it populates nicely. Let's bring those to the right now, all the way out, and you'll have it looking pretty good there. Alright, let's go back now and highlight all of our stuff. As a matter of fact, we're going to go up there and include inflation as well. So let's highlight all of our stuff, our reference as well as our table, and let's come down quite a bit. Let's add a few lines just in case we want to add more things down here. Alright, what we're going to do now, I'm just going to come back here so it's a little bit easier to see. Right click anywhere in the dark shaded area to format cells, and under currency, click on the first default, which is OK. Everything becomes dollar and cents. Pretty simple and straightforward there. If you want to center things up and make them look a little bit nicer, that's great. And while we've got everything highlighted, let's go up to Conditional Format, highlight Cells Rules, and then Between. And since Dave Ramsey and all these other big guys like to see what $1 million looks like, I would like to as well. It'd be nice to know someday. Let's go ahead and type in $1 million. Okay, that's a 1 with 6 zeros after it for the beginning ratio, or the beginning part. And the second part, let's make it 1,999,999. Alright, so it's not quite $2 million. Hit a custom format, and let's make it just that first light green just to make it easy. Click OK, and click OK again. Let's do that yet one more time here. We're going to do it a total of 3 times here. The second one's going to be 2 million. Oops. And once again, go back down to Custom Format, click on the next green, click OK, and OK. And let's do it for a third time now. You're going to be getting good at it here by the time it's over with. Let's make it 3 million. And you can now make it up to whatever you want. So just put a bunch of zeros after it. Okay, and the Custom Format, we'll go for the third iteration. You can make multiple of these, by the way, so if you want to keep getting bigger and bigger with the numbers, you can do that. Press OK. Now what we're going to do is expand these columns out a little bit more so they're all the same size. So click the column at the very top here and highlight them all. And all you got to do is pick any one of these columns over here. Once you get to the icon that looks like that, left click and then drag it just a little bit till you want the width of your column, and everything should be just like that. Okay. Once again, this is a good opportunity to press center, so everything's centered, even for your dollars and years and all this other good stuff. Okay. So now, if you want to test that $1 million, if you want to test that $1 million format, we can do that a little bit easier. So let's type in $250,000. Let's just say you have that for right now. That'd be nice, right? Press enter. Everything auto-populates here, and if you're really doing well in the stock markets here and you get a 15% growth, which I know is pretty crazy. Let's say you get that though. That means that in 9 years you've got $1 million. Okay, expanding the chart out a little bit more, you can see where it starts to grow, and just by the color you can see it getting darker and darker. Hey, you can change these to any color you want, as many shades as you want. I just showed you how to do it, so there you go. Okay, so now I'm also going to center these a little bit here. Let's go back and kind of clean things up a little bit. This first column here, this first row here, let's go ahead and change that to a different color. I don't know, maybe a light yellow. Second row can be another color. Pick whatever color you feel like. I'm not very good at colors, so you're not going to hurt my feelings if you pick something different. And I like to go with this one as being kind of a gray because it's inflation. It's immaterial, but there it is. It's inflation, and it symbolizes that, hey, that's the gray. It can't change. You can't change that no matter what you do. All right. So now that I've got those highlighted, let's go back and highlight our input areas. So this is an input, or can be an input. I can change that. I can change the year. The date's always going to be the same because every year I keep adding to it. I'll be 2 years away. This is what it looks like. 3 years away. This is what it looks like. Inflation, I can change the percentage. And if I want to compare a bigger amount, let's say I want to change what does a house at $100,000 look like today, and in so many years it's going to be $126,000 in 8 years, roughly. Okay, that gives you an idea. The starting amount, I can change that as well, so let's highlight that so I can change it. Yearly contributions, that is something I can add to as well. I can change this first column or this first cell back to a white just to keep things easy. But now if I have a $5,000 I add to it, and I add $6,000 the next year, it keeps on changing. You see the $1 million getting closer to the more I contribute, which is a good thing. And each year I can formulate a different amount. Bam, there it is. Maybe I didn't contribute anything this year. That doesn't matter. Okay, put in what you want for your inputs every year. Okay, so I've zeroized everything out, and I've come over here to the interest rate column. And let's say I want to change it to 10.25. Press enter, and if I want to highlight that row, I could even come up here and just put a bracket around it. That's fine. Come over here to age 65, and it's kind of a nod to the money guys. Here's what it will look like roughly when I'm 65. Okay, that'd be about $88 or 89.01 in this case. Okay, so it's maybe rounding a little bit there for the percentages. This is just a fun table to kind of play around with and figure things out as you go and figure what you've got. So if you've got $100,000 in here and you've got you're contributing $13,000 per year for so many years, this gives you an idea of what your income's going to be. Oh, and by the way, let's say you're age 46. Type that in. Now you've got an idea of what everything's going to be if you've got that much money. Okay, so if you've got a relatively normal interest rate, let's say it's 8%, and in 65 when you retire, then you're going to have about $746,000. Okay, so that's where I'm looking there. You're going to have about $746,000. Alright, so we made a simple chart really out of Excel. There's no financial advice given and no guarantees, but over the years this is what's been proven correct. And now you can put in there for changes for inflation, growth rates, beginning amounts, contributions by the year. Just kind of a big picture, a big rock if you will, to get an idea of what you can do. So bottom line though is the younger you are, the more money you want to push in there and start having that money work for you so it grows exponentially. So invest wisely. Take care.